You know that feeling when you walk into a room and there's someone there who just has it. They are not doing anything special. They are not the loudest person talking. They are not trying to prove anything, but somehow everyone notices them, not because they demand attention, but because they don't need to. That's what real confidence looks like. And I think we have all been lied to about what confidence actually is. We have been told it is about being bold, about speaking up, about taking space, and maybe that's part of it. But the truth is, confidence isn't something you perform, it's something you feel it, and more importantly, it's something other people feel when they are around you. I want to talk to you today about something that changed my life, something I wish someone had told me years ago. Back when I was trying so hard to be someone I wasn't. Back when I thought confident meant being the person who always had something to say, who always had the answer, who never showed weaknesses. I was exhausting myself trying to be loud when what I really needed was to learn how to be still. Let me take you back to a moment I remember clearly. I was at a cafe, maybe 2 years ago. I was one of those gray autumn mornings where the air smelled like rain, even though it hasn't fallen yet. I was sitting by the window with a coffee that had gone cold because I would have been too lost in my thought to drink it, and I was watching people. There was this woman sitting a few tables away. She was alone, reading a book, and every so often she would look up and just exist. She wasn't scrolling through her phone. She just wasn't forgetting or looking around to see if anyone was watching her. She was just comfortable in her own skin, in her own silence. And I realized something that hit me like a wave. She had what I would been searching for in my whole life. Not charisma, not charm, not the ability to command a room. She had peace, she had presence. She wasn't trying to be anything other than exactly who she was in that moment. That's when it clicked for me. Confidence isn't about being seen. It's about being okay with being unseen. It's about not needing validation from the room because you already given it up to yourself. I know that sounds simple, but even obvious, but think about how much of your life you have spent trying to prove something, trying to show people you are smart enough, attractive enough, successfully enough, interesting enough. How many conversations have you had where you were not really listening because you were too busy planning what to say next? How many times have you laughed a little too hard at a joke that wasn't funny because you wanted to fit in? We do this because we think confidence is external. We think it's about how others perceive us, but that's the trap. Because when you build your confidence on the people's opinion, you are building a house on sand. One criticism, one rejection, one bad day, and the whole thing collapses. Real confidence is internal. It's quiet. It's voice inside you that say, I'm okay, I'm enough, I don't need to prove anything, anyone, including myself. And here's what's beautiful about that kind of confidence. When you stop trying to be impressive, you actually become more impressive. When you stop trying to be like, people are naturally drawn to you. It's like the universe has this strange law where the less you chase something, the more it comes to you. I learned that the hard way in my relationships. I used to think attraction was about being interesting, about having story to tell, about making other people laugh or feel something intense. And yes, those things matter. But what I did not understand was the most attractive thing you can be is secure. Secure in who you are, secure in your worth, secure enough that you don't need the other person to complete you. There was someone I care about deeply a few years ago. I won't name them because that's not the point of the story, but I remember how much energy I put into trying to be what I thought they wanted. I would text at the right time, say the right thing, showing the right ways, and every interaction felt like a performance. I was auditioning for a role in their life. And you know what happened? They pulled away, not because I wasn't good enough, but because I wasn't real. Because when you are performing, people can feel it. They might not consciously know what you are of, but they feel the inauthenticity. They feel it nevertheless, underneath the performance, it wasn't until I stopped trying that things shift, not with that person because by then it was too late. But with myself, I stopped asking what do they want from me and start asking what do I want from myself. I stopped trying to be Crash and started choosing myself. And that's when I started meeting people who actually saw me, not the version of me I thought they wanted, but the real me, the messy me, the complicated, sometimes quiet, sometimes uncertain me. And those connections felt different. They felt easy. They felt like coming home. Because here's the thing about confidence. It's not about never feeling fear or doubt or insecurity. It's about feeling those things and not letting them define you. It's about walking into a room and thinking, I might not be everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay. I'm my cup of tea. That's what matters. I think we live in a world that constantly telling us we are not enough. Social media show us everyone highlight reels and makes us feel like we are falling behind. Dating apps reduce us to a handful of photos and bio, making us feel like we have to market ourselves like products. Our jobs demand more and more from us, making us feel like our worth is tied to our productivity. And in the middle of all of that noise, it's so easy to lose yourself, to forget who you are when no one's watching, to forget what you actually want versus what you think you should want. But confidence, real confidence, comes from remembering. It comes from stripping away all the layers of who you think you're supposed to be and getting back to who you actually are. And sometimes that means sitting with yourself in silence and getting comfortable with what you find there. I started doing this thing a while back where I would take walk alone, no music, no podcast, just me and my thought. At first, I was uncomfortable. My mind would race with all the things I need to do, all the things I was worried about, all the way I felt like I was failing. But if I stay with it long enough, something would shift. The noises would settle. Underneath all the anxiety and self-doubt, there was a voice, quiet, steady, and kind. The voice would say things like, you are doing okay. You don't have to have everything figured out. It's okay to take your time. It's okay to not know. And it's that the voice of real confidence. It's not loud. It doesn't demand anything. It just exists. Like steady heartbeat reminding you that you are here, you are alive, and that's enough. I think a lot of us are waiting for some external event to make us feel confident. We think, I will feel confident when I get that job. I will feel confident when I lose weight. I will feel confident when I'm in a relationship. I will feel confident when I have more money, more success, more proof that I'm worthy. But confidence doesn't work that way because those external things, they come and go. Jobs end, bodies change, relationships sometimes don't work out. If your confidence is tied to those things, it will always be fragile. True confidence is the thing that stays when everything else falls away. It's the part of you that knows you will be okay no matter what happens. Not because life is easy or because it's immune to pain, but because you trust yourself to handle whatever comes. And I know that that's easier said than done, especially if you have been through things that you have shaken sense of self, especially if you have been hurt or rejected or made to feel like you are not enough. Those wounds don't heal overnight or in a day. And I'm not here to tell you to just get over it or think positive or any of that surface level advice that doesn't actually help. What I'm saying is that healing is possible, building yourself back up is possible, and it starts with small, quiet acts, self-respect. It starts with keeping promises to yourself, with setting boundaries and actually holding them, with choosing what's good for you, even when it's hard, when being honest about what you feel instead of performing what you think you should feel. Every time you do that, you are building confidence, not the loud, performative kind, the quiet, unshakable kind, the kind that says, I know who I am and I'm not afraid of that. I've noticed something interesting about people who have this kind of confidence. They listen more than they talk. They ask questions instead of always having answer. They are okay with silence because they don't feel the need to fill every moment with noise. They can admit when they are wrong because their ego isn't fragile. They can be vulnerable because they know vulnerability isn't weakness, it's honesty. And people are drawn to that, not in a superficial way, but in a deep way. We are tired of the performance. We are tired of trying to impress each other. What we really want, what we are really hungry for is authenticity. We want to be around people who give us permission to be real too. That's what confident people do. They give others permission to be imperfect, permission to be uncertain, permission to just exist without having to justify it. I remember one conversation I had with a friend who was going through a hard time. They were beating themselves up about mistakes they had made, spiraling into all this self-criticism and shame. And I just sat there with them. I didn't try to fix it or give advice or tell them everything would be okay. Just say, yeah, that's really hard. I'm sorry you are going through that. And they look at me like I would say something profound, but I had not. I would just be present. I would just accept it where they were without trying to change it. And later they told me that conversation helped them more than any pep talk could have, because they did not need someone to tell them to be stronger or to get over it. They need someone to see them in their struggle and not turn away. That's what confidence allows you to do. When you are secure in yourself, you can hold space for others, other people's pain, without feeling threatened by it. You can be okay with not having all the answer because you trust that sometimes just being there is enough. And I think that what we are all searching for really, not perfections, not someone who has it all figured out, but someone who is real, someone who is willing to sit in the mess of being human and not pretend it's anything other than what it is. Life is messy, growth is messy, relationships are messy, and confidence doesn't mean you navigate all of that without ever stumbling. It means you stumble and you get back up. It means you fail and you try again. It means you get hurt and you still choose to stay open, because the opposite of the confident isn't fear, it's closing off. It's building walls and pretending you don't need anything or anyone. It's saying, I will never let anyone hurt me again, and in the process, never letting anyone truly see you again either. Real confidence is staying in a hard world. It's allowing yourself to want things even though you might not get them. It's showing up even when you are scared. It's being honest even when it's easier to lie. It's choosing connection over protections again and again, because that's what makes life worth living. I've been thinking a lot lately about what it means to grow up, not in the sense of getting older or taking on more responsibilities, but in the sense of becoming more yourself. And I think that's what growing up really is. It's shedding all the version of yourself that you built to survive, to fit in, to be loved, and finding the version that was there all along. The version that doesn't need to prove anything, the version that's okay with being ordinary, and version that know their worth isn't determined by what they achieve or who they attract or how they are perceived. The version is quiet. It's still. That version doesn't need to announce itself because it's simple as. And when you find that version of yourself, everything changes, not in a dramatic overnight way, but in small, subtle way. You start noticing that you are less anxious in social situation because you are not constantly monitoring how you are being received. You start noticing that your relationship feel more genuine because you are not pretending. You start noticing that you are more at peace because you are not at war with yourself anymore. That doesn't mean you will never feel insecure again. You will. This doesn't mean you will never doubt yourself. You will. But difference is those feelings won't define you. They will just be feeling waves that come and go, and you know how to ride them instead of being pulled under. I want you to think about someone in your life who has this kind of confidence. Maybe it's someone you know personally, or maybe it's someone you have observed from distance. Think about how they make you feel when you are around them. Chances are they make you feel calm, accepted, like you don't have to be anything other than what you are. That's the gift of true confidence. It's not just something you have for yourself. It's something you give to others. And the more you cultivate it, the more it radiates out into the world around you. So how do you build this kind of confidence? Not through some quick fix or 5-step programs, but through the daily practice of being honest with yourself, through the courage to look at your life and ask, am I living in an alignment with who I really am? Or am I living according to what I think I should be? Through the willingness to make changes, when the answer to that question is uncomfortable, through the patience to keep showing up for yourself, even when progress feels slow, through the compassion to treat yourself the way you would treat someone you love. Because that's what confidence really is. It's self-love in actions, not the Instagram version of self-love with face mask and bubble bath. Though those things are nice too, but in deeper conversations, the version that says, I'm going to choose what's best for me. Even when it's hard, I'm going to honor my needs. Even when it disappoints others, I'm going to trust myself, even when I'm scared. Every time you do that, you're telling yourself, I matter, my life matters. And over time, you start to believe it, not in a loud, boastful way, but in a quiet, certain way. The kind of certainty that doesn't need to be announced because it's woven into the fabric of who you are. I think about that woman in the cafe sometimes. I wonder if she knew how much she taught me without saying a word, how just watching her exist so peacefully in her own space gave me permission to want that for myself. How her quiet confidence was so more powerful than my motivational speech I ever had. That's the thing about this kind of confidence. You can't fake it. You can't perform it. It's either exists in you or it doesn't. And if it doesn't yet, that's okay. Because it's something you and me can be built slowly, quietly, one choice at a time. It starts with moment of honesty, with admitting when you are scared, with saying no when you mean no, when asking for what you need instead of expecting people to read your mind, with letting people see you, really see you, even when it's terrifying. It starts with being alone with yourself and not running away from what you find there, with sitting with the uncomfortable truth, with forgiving yourself for the ways you have fallen short, with understanding that you are doing the best you can with what you know, and that's enough. It starts with choosing yourself, not in a selfish way, but in a way that say, I deserve my own love and respect first. I deserve to take up space in my own life. And as you do this, as you build this quiet internal confidence, you will notice something beautiful happening. You will stop comparing yourself to others because you will realize everyone's on their own path. You will stop seeking validations because you will have found it within yourself. You will stop trying to control how others see you because you will be too busy being who you actually are. And life will start to feel lighter, not because your problem go away, but because you are no longer carrying the weight of pretending. You are no longer exhausted from trying to be someone you are not. You are just you. And that's the most liberating things in the world. There's something I need to tell you about failure, about how we have been taught to fear it, to avoid it at all costs, to see it as a proof that we are not good enough. But what if I told you that the most confident people I know have failed more than anyone else, not because they are unlucky, but because they are willing to try. I failed at so many things before I understood this. I failed at a relationship because I was too afraid to be vulnerable. I failed at opportunities because I was too scared to take the risk. I failed at being myself because I thought myself wasn't enough. And each time I fell, I would spiral. I would take it as a confirmation that I was right to be afraid, that I should have stayed small, that I should have played it safe. But here's what I did not understand then. Failure isn't the opposite of confidence. Playing it safe is, because when you play it safe, when you never risk anything, you are telling yourself, I don't trust myself to handle what it comes. You are building a life based on fear, not faith. Confident people fail. They fail at all times, and they don't let failure become their identity. They see it for what it is. Information, data, a teacher showing them what doesn't work so they can find what does and find a way and find the solutions. I remember when I was started putting myself out there creatively, sharing my thought, my writing, the thing I would keep private for so long because I was afraid of judgment. And you know what? Some people didn't like it. Some people criticized it. Some people probably laughed or judgment about me. And it hurt so bad. I'm not going to pretend it didn't, because this is unreal. But something interesting happened. The hurt didn't destroy me. It passed. And on the other side of it, I was still standing, still with myself, and still okay. And that taught me something crucial. Other people's opinion of me, even when they are negative, can't actually harm me unless I let them. They are just opinion. They are not facts. They are not truth. They are just one person's perspective, filtered through their own experience, their own wound, their own insecurities. When you really internalize that, when you really understand that other people's judgments say more about them than they do about you, you become not free from caring. You are human. You are always care to some degree, but free from being controlled by it, free from shaping your entire life around avoiding criticism. And that's when you start living, really living, not the carefully curated version where you only show the part of yourself you think you are acceptable, but the full, messy, complicated, beautiful version where you show up as you are and let the chips fall where they may. I wish someone had told me earlier that the people who matter won't mind, and the people who mind don't matter. It sounds cliche, I know, but it's true. The people who are meant to be in your life will love you for who you actually are, not who you pretend to be. And the people who only like the performance were never really seeing you anyway. The realization changed how I approach relationship. I stopped trying to be perfect. I stopped hiding my flaws and my struggles and my weird quirk. I stopped pretending I had it all together when I was falling apart inside. And you know what happened? Some people left. Some people could not handle the real me, and that's hurt. But the people who stay, the people who saw me in my worst and choose to stay anyway, those connections become deeper than anything I would experience before. Because there's something scary about being truly seen and still being loved, about showing someone your darkness and having them not run away, about being messy and human and imperfect, and having someone say, yeah, me too. That's what we all longing for, isn't it? To be known, to be seen, to be accepted exactly where we are, not as we could be, not as we should be, but as we are right now in this moment, with all our flaws and fears and contradictions. But here's the catch. You can't receive that kind of love and acceptance from others if you are not willing to give it to yourself first. If you are constantly at war with yourself, constantly criticizing yourself, constantly telling yourself you are not good enough, that's the energy you will bring into your relationship, and people will feel it. I spent so many years hating part of myself, my sensitivity, my quietness, the way I needed time alone to recharge, the way I felt things so deeply. I saw these things as weaknesses, as flaws that needed to be fixed. And because I saw them that way, I accepted people who saw them that way too. People who made me feel like I was too much and not enough at the same time. People who wanted me to be different, smaller, less intense, more convenient. It wasn't until I started accepting this part of myself, not just because accepting them, but actually appreciating them, that's everything shift. I start seeing my sensitivity as a gift, my quietness as deep, my need for solitude as self-awareness, my intensity as passion. And when I start seeing myself that way, I started attracting people who saw me that way too. People who value the things about me that I would spend years trying to hide. People who did not want me to be anything other than exactly what I was. That's the thing about confidence. It doesn't just change how you see yourself, it changes who you attract. Because you stop accepting treatment that doesn't match your worth. You stop setting relationships that make you feel small. You stop tolerating situations that require you to diminish yourself. And that can be scary. Because sometimes that means walking away from people you care about. Sometimes it means choosing yourself when everyone else wants you to choose them. Sometimes it means disappointing people, letting them down, not being who they want you to be. But here's what I have learned. You can't betray yourself to keep other people comfortable. You can't set yourself on fire to keep others warm. You can't sacrifice your truth to maintain false peace. Real peace comes from alignment, from knowing that your action match your value, from living in a way that honor who you truly are. And sometimes getting to that place requires difficult conversations, hard choices, painful ending. I had to end a friendship once because it required me to play small. This person, they were not a bad person. They did not mean to make me feel less than. But every time I shared something I was excited about, they would find a way to diminish it. Every time I experienced success, they would find a flaw in it. Every time I was happy, they would remind me of everything that could go wrong. And for a long time, I accepted. I told myself they were just being realistic, protective, looking out for me. But the truth was, being around them made me feel small, made me doubt myself, made me question whether I deserved good things. Ending that friendship was one of the hardest things I have ever done because I care about them, because we had history, because I did not want to hurt them. But staying in that friendship was hurting me. It was teaching me that my dream were not valid, that my joy needed to be tempered, that I should stay small to make others comfortable. And I realized that I was the opposite of what I wanted in my life. So I had a conversation. It was awkward and painful and everything I had been afraid it would be. But when it was over, when I was walk away, I felt something unexpected, relief, space, room to breathe. Because confidence sometimes means walking the hard choice. It means choosing your well-being over comfort. It means protecting your energy. It means recognizing that not everyone deserves access to you, and that's okay. You don't own anyone your presence. You don't own anyone your energy. You don't own anyone a relationship just because it's always been there. And that's really learning that it's revolutionary. I think about all the time I stay in situations that were wrong for me because I did not want to be difficult, because I didn't want to make wave, because I thought being agreeable meant being good. But there's a difference between being kind, being doormat. There's a difference between being flexible and having no boundaries. There are difference between caring about others and abandoning. Confident people know this difference. They are kind, but they are not pushover. They are caring, but they are not self-sacrificing. They give, but not until they are empty. But they love themselves too. And this isn't selfish. This is survival. This is recognizing that they can't pour out from an empty cup. That's you can't give what you don't have. That's taking care of yourself, isn't taking away from others. It's ensuring you have something to give. I used to feel guilty every time I choose myself. Every time I said no to something I did not want to do. Every time I prioritizing my need over someone else's want. I had been taught that good people were selfless. That caring means sacrificing. That love meant putting others first always. But that mindset almost destroyed me because I gave until there was nothing left, until I did not even know what I wanted anymore. Because I would spend so long focusing on what everyone else wanted. And the ironic things, all that giving did not make me happy. It did not make my relationship better. It did not make people love me more. It just made me feel resentful, exhausted, and empty. It wasn't until I started setting boundaries, starting saying no, starting choosing myself, that's my relationship actually improved. Because I was showing up for a whole person, not a depleted one. I was giving from abundance, not scarcity. I was present because I wanted to be, not because I felt obligated. That's what boundaries do. They don't push people away. They protect the relationship. They ensure you have the energy and presence to actually show up. They teach people how to treat you. They communicate your worth. And confident people have boundaries, strong ones, not because they are cold or unloving, but because they know their limits. They know what they need, and they are not afraid to communicate that, even when it's uncomfortable. Learning to set boundaries was one of the most confidence building things I have ever done, because every time I set a boundary and held it, I was telling myself, my needs matter, my comfort matters, I'm worth protecting. And every time someone respected that boundary, I learned that I could be honest about my needs without losing people, that the right people would understand, that relationship should survive and even thrive when both people are honest about what they need. But also I learned something else. Some people won't respect your boundaries. Some people will push back, will get angry, will try to make you feel guilty for having needs, and that's tell you everything you need to know about them. Because someone who truly cares about you won't want you to sacrifice yourself for them. They will want you to be whole. They will want you to be happy. They will want you to be honor your needs even when it's inconvenience for them. And if someone can't respect your boundaries, if they make you feel bad for having them, if they constantly push against them, that's not love, that's control. And confident people knows the difference. I think about how much time I wasted trying to maintain relationship with people who did not respect my boundaries, who saw my kindness as weakness, who took advantage of my willingness to give. And I think about how much energy I spent trying to convince them to treat me better when the truth was they were showing me exactly who they were. I just did not want to see it. Maya Angelou said, if I pronounce her name correctly, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. And that's wisdom, that confidence, that's knowing that you don't need to give someone 10 chances to prove they care about you. That if someone wants to be in your life, they will show you. And if they don't, no amount of trying will make them. This is hard to accept, especially when people we love, especially with people we have invested time and energy into it. We want to believe people will change, but they will see our worth. That they will start treating us the way we deserve to be treated. But confident people don't wait for others to see their worth. They know their worth and they act accordingly. They don't beg for crumb from someone who should be giving them a feast. They don't settle for inconsistency from someone who should be reliable. They don't accept excuses from someone who should be showing up. And when someone isn't meeting them where they are, they don't lower their standard. They don't make excuses for them. They don't convince themselves that this is the best they can get. They simply move on, not with anger, not with bitterness, but with the quiet knowledge that they deserve better. That's the power of knowing your worth. You stop tolerating things that will hurt you. You stop making yourself smaller to fit into spaces that were not meant for you. You stop sacrificing who you are for people who won't do the same. Listen to that knowing, trust it, follow even when it scares you, especially when it scares you, because the whole voice that will never lead you wrong. That's the voice of your deepest wisdom. That's the voice of real confidence. And it's been there all along, waiting for you to hear it, waiting for you to trust it, waiting for you to come home. Thank you for being here with me today, for spending this time together, for letting me share this thought with you. If this resonates with you, if something I said landed in a way that felt true, I would love to hear about it. Leave a comment below and tell me about your relationship with confidence and what does it mean to you? Where are you in your journey? What one small way you are choosing yourself today? I read every comment and your words always teach me something new. They remind me that we are in all this together, all trying to figure it out, all doing the best we can. And if you found value in this conversation, if you give me something to think about or help you to feel a little less alone, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. It helps more people find these conversations, and it means the world to me to know that these words are reaching the people who need them. Until next time, be gentle with yourself, be patient with your process, and remember, you're doing better than you think. You're exactly where you need to be, and you are enough exactly you are. Bye.